Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Start off with Joss and Dax. You know, through Joss badmouth and Sunny like she's been doing for the past couple of months now, it's amazing how much of a hypocrite that she looks like every time she starts talking bad about Sunny. He's not an honorable man, this, that, and the third. And of course she mentions how Sunny betrayed her mom. But up until that point, all the stuff that happened before, oh no, he was Uncle Sonny. He was great. Now, it got to a point where she threw out Jason. She threw out Jason's name, and Dex was like, well, Jason died in Greece, which had nothing to do with Sonny. And of course, Josh is like, well, he never had a life of his own. He chose a life with Sonny, and Sonny betrayed him. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Jason, listen, as much as I love Jason, Jason prioritized Carly and Sonny before his own kids. Okay, so but that's something that he chose to do. So just oh well, Jason's been arrested and shot and this, that, and the third, and I'm like, and it was still Jason's choice. So where are you going with this? Now I understand that she is upset with Dex because she bad for him. She literally rescued this guy, and he chose to go back to working for Sonny. But my whole thing is, well, not really my whole thing, but when Michael told Dex, "Listen, you need to do something to make her feel like you're not worth protecting." When is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? Because I do remember him saying that, and Dex being like, "Yeah, fine. What he just forgot today or something? I don't understand. What was the point of you sitting down and talking with her for?" And she clearly seemed like she wanted no parts of you. So you didn't really have to do much of anything. Why even bother to entertain her? I don't understand why Victor is so pressed on making sure Nicholas divorces Ava. I don't get it. Hell, at one point, he even bothers to says he's going to turn Spencer against him. I'm like, why is this so important? I understand that Ava is somewhat of a liability, but I'm like, well, unless you plan on killing her, it really doesn't matter. You know? I don't know. I mean, I partly feel like this dude is just going so extra to make sure that they get divorced because Victor wants Ava. I mean, come on. You want to use his son now against him? Oh, well, I can sit there and, bridge a gap between your son and I can make your relationship better. Or I can sit there and make it worse. Really? Really? Because that doesn't even seem evil. That just seems very. You know what? I can't even sit there and say that word. But you know what I'm talking about, though. So after Liz talks to Cam about making sure that he's going to be good for the weekend and kind of touching up on Cam's problem of not knocking boots with Joss, without actually saying it, Liz is planning a trip with Terry to try to get answers, um, at her parents' house. But of course, Finn is sitting there thinking that, she's going to be accompanying Terry to a medical conference and a spa day. And of course, she's like, I can't sit there and tell him anything because I don't really know that much. And, I don't want to ruin this relationship. And I'm like, I don't really understand. I mean, hopefully it's going to make sense towards the end because, I kept sitting there saying that it seems like they're retconning Reiko's death. Like now she didn't die of black was now she died by fall on the steps or something. I don't understand. I mean, at this point, it doesn't seem like they retconned her yet because Finn did tell Violet that she died of a disease that he couldn't save her from. So why is she so why is she so nervous to sit there and talk about her her time that she knew her or whatever, or that she fell down the stairs? It's not like Okay, let's just sit there and say, for sake of argument, that Liz did accidentally knock her down the stairs. Well, she was clearly okay after that. I mean, she did continue to marry this guy and everything, like, I don't. If Liz didn't kill Reiko, then why is she so nervous to sit there and tell him about it? Like, why does she have to sit there and go on a trip to meet your scum of the earth parents or to go to the house to try to get answers? And in reality, like, I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it. These writers are going to take us on a journey that I feel like is not going to really make that much sense. It's not going to really pay off that much. But you know what? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, there is a point where Cam is talking to Josh about Dex. Josh is there saying, "Oh, well, I'll save Dex," and from Sonny, and Sonny was going to sit there and kill him, this, that, and the third, and that's why I was upset. And of course, Cam was like, why didn't you not sit there and tell me this before? Like, Michael, like, I knew about this stuff a little bit, but Michael told me. So why couldn't you tell me? And of course, I feel like that's one of many lies that she's going to be sitting there telling Cam throughout the rest of this year at this point. Let's just be honest. At least that's how I feel. Um, Ava's still conflicted. Of course, she's probably drinking around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And, she's talking to Nina. She alludes to a crime, but she doesn't say what it is. And of course, she talks about Nicholas, where she's like, she's not ready to forgive him, but she's not ready to give up on her marriage either. Which, I mean, to be honest, it's not like she really needed to vocalize that. Like, we all know as the audience, like, we can all see her internal struggle. But towards the end of the episode, where she's, because she's talking about how Nicholas is going to take the fall. Like, practically, Nicholas put his life in her hands. When she goes to look for the letter, she gets another note saying, I forgot what it said. Oh, you thought it was here, or you're missing something. So now she doesn't even have that. I wonder if she actually have the cell phone, because he did write it. He did like make a cell phone confession. So, but to be fair, I'm pretty sure Valentine probably scrubbed that too. I'm just guessing if he was able to get his hands on a letter, he must have found some sort of way to scrub the evidence of the cell phone, which now Victor has, and he's going to use that in some sort of way to break those two up. Because why not at this point? I feel like that's about it. I really do. Oh no, that's actually not it. What was I was going to say? Oh, then there's the whole Cody and Brit thing. So they go to the place to find out what's inside the box, and when they open it up, it's jewelry, like a necklace, like a really expensive necklace. And there's a couple of times where he's sitting there asking questions like, he's like, hand it over and let me sit there and see if it's real. And she's like, all right, cool, let's put it back in the box. And of course, Cody's like, are you sure you want to do that? Because like, what happens if you lose the lock? I mean, like, don't you want to just keep it close by? And I'm like, this dude is literally every time he says and does things like that, these are red flags that Brit is just going right over at this point. It's like she's just not even bothered to sit there and be like, why are you acting this way? Hell, there's one point where after he tests it, Brit is like, she's gonna grab it to like, put it back in the box, and he grips onto it really tight. I'm like, boo, this. First of all, he seems more interested in the necklace than she does, and yet that nothing really. This dude seems super interested in your necklace from your box that you got by your brother, and you don't. So of course she puts it back in the box. He takes a couple of long looks. Brit is like, "Yo, are you coming?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm coming. I'm just, you just what? Like, what are you doing, bro?" Um, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Uh, I don't know. This episode really didn't do that much today. I mean, the thing is, yesterday's episode was better. Okay, so yesterday's episode was better with the whole Anna and everything like that being framed and stuff. But it also felt like they were just, like I said this in my YNR review when I was comparing to the two episodes, and I was like, well, G seemed like it was doing a little bit more than YNR. But GH also felt like it was insulting your intelligence. So it's like, did you want to have more stuff going on when they're insulting your intelligence, or did you want to have less stuff going on, but they're not treating you like you're stupid? Um, anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. That's the only things I can really sit there and think of. I can't think of anything else that happened or anything that stood out. This was a pretty less than average episode. So if you're on the fence about watching it, don't. Just, just don't. You can take my review. You can take Brock TV's review. You can take Lanikia's review. You can take all three of our reviews, and you can probably get a better idea and just not bother to waste 37 minutes of your life that you're not going to get back. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.